For quite a while I had been playing Among Us with my friends on my phone, and I'm sure a lot of you must have been doing the same. But I got tired of the game surprisingly quickly. I thought nothing of it, but when my friend mentioned how a game like Mobile Legends had sustained us for years, and Among Us got tiresome so quickly, I thought about it and realized a game like Among Us has indeed no chance to hold a player base for a long time. At least not consistently. Now that's not a special thought, it makes sense as Among Us is not competitive like Counter-Strike or Dota.
I'm addicted to gambling on CSGOWild.com.
It is still a great game, incredibly fun. It just gets tiresome quickly when you play it match after match like a battle royale or MOBA. But I want to talk about how that is perfect for mobile.
Mobile gaming is for casual pussies.
Some may say. But hear me out. Mobile gaming may deserve more respect than it gets. First, let's see what type of game Among Us actually is. In Wikipedia, it is described as an online multiplayer social deduction game. This description is correct, but it is much like saying Ludo is a dice roll-based social sabotage race to individual finish lines game, instead of a board game. I think we can all agree that Among Us, in simple terms, is a party game. Party games as a gaming genre are a collection of mini-games. But games like Mario Party, Wii Party, Cartoon Network Block Party have found a way to have a mega game connecting all the mini-games by using a board and die system like Ludo. Among Us in its own way has succeeded in integrating mini-games into a larger mega game, which functions like an advanced hide and seek. Among Us does have much more focus on this mega game than its mini-games, but there is another feature which I think is integral to the party game genre that Among Us also has. Party video games, much like real party games like beer pong and musical chairs, do not put emphasis on winning. They are competitive in a way that is purely for facilitating fun, not for the most skilled to rise above. The way this is achieved is with low barriers to entry and decently low heights of how good one can get at the game. In video games these are referred to as skill floors and skill ceilings. In Among Us, how high or low do you think the skill floor and ceiling are? From my experience, I think the game has a decent skill floor. Being either a crew member or an imposter, you need to remember the layout of the map and also the names of the areas so you can have a proper discussion during voting, which will take a bit of time. If you are a crew member, the tasks you need to perform are very easy, but you do need to remain vigilant for suspicious activity. If you are the imposter, you will likely mess up at least one match figuring out venting and killing in front of others. Then there is sabotaging, which will also take a few matches to get used to. But after you know all the basics, there isn't really that much to improve on. You can try and be extremely careful and aware about everyone, and as an imposter you can work on improving your faking skills, but luck plays too big a role for the game to be truly competitive. The crew member can appear at just the right moment when you are killing or venting, there isn't a way to know everyone's positions at all times. And as a crew member you can die right at the start, after which your loss or win is in the hands of your teammates. Discussion also isn't a skill you can improve like aim, because the outcome of each discussion depends on the people you're discussing with. This factor of luck, much like in party games, ensures that the skill ceiling for the game is relatively low, as it was intended to be. Among Us as such seems to be a fun little game to enjoy in short bursts, not a game to be played match after match, like one with a battle royale or MOBA. You can do that, but will get much more tired of the former than the latter. Now doesn't that sound perfect for mobile? Among Us also has an advantage over the traditional party game, in that party games are best enjoyed when played physically together. Landing on a lucky spot in Cartoon Network Block Party and stealing a game-winning item from your friend is just not that fun when you can't see the look of despair on their face. Bruh. In Among Us, not being close to each other is actually favorable due to the rule of no communication outside of discussion and voting. So Among Us as a mobile game has the advantage over a party game and not needing to be physically present with the people you are playing with, and over a PC game and being simple and matches lasting for short durations with almost no penalty for leaving, which perfectly suits the portable nature of mobiles.
But Among Us exists on PC as well, and so many people are playing it and streaming it.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers. The peak number of concurrent players recorded on Steam at the time of making this video is 438,524 players. While the peak number of concurrent players recorded across both PC and mobile is a whopping 3.8 million. That is a big number. If we subtract the PC players, we roughly get a peak of 3.4 million players simultaneously playing the game on mobile. I'm not saying the game is better if more people play it. Among Us in its own context is a good game. What I'm saying is the nature of its gameplay makes it better suited for mobile, and that it is possible to have good games suited for mobile. But then, if casual games that you can play in short bursts are great for mobile, what about a game like Mobile Legends where you keep grinding and competing for your rank every season, and for heroes and skins? It took the Asia mobile market by storm and remains very popular today, so much so that a lot of my friends are still playing it here in India, despite its ban. What I say next may apply to other competitive games on mobile as well, but Mobile Legends is the only one I've played long enough to talk properly on. Multiplayer games on mobile are not competitive. Well, they are not that competitive for the average players. Mobile Legends was the first competitive game I ever played seriously, and I reached the top rank in about 1.5 years. That is a very short amount of time when you compare it to games like Dota 2, Overwatch, Tekken, etc., where in the same amount of time you only get to intermediate levels. To reach the top ranks you need years of experience. I don't mean that I was so good at Mobile Legends that I reached the top rank so quickly, in fact I used to get destroyed once I reached Mythic. My point is that the game has such a low skill floor for a MOBA that anyone can play it and get good with decent hours put into the game. It is only beyond the highest rank that things truly get competitive, and even then not as much as MOBAs on PC. This is because 1. Mobile as a gaming device is still in its infancy, the hardware is not yet sufficient to provide an experience as complex as Dota 2. This may be improved in the future, but 2. Touch controls can't be. The primary function of mobile is not gaming. It will always have touch controls, which lack the precision of a mouse and keyboard or even a controller, so game developers need to work around that while making competitive mobile games which lowers the skill floors and ceilings by design, which I think will be the case with League of Legends Mobile. 3. Everyone has mobile phones, but not everyone has a console or a gaming PC. So there will naturally be a much larger number of casual players playing on their phones, bringing the skill level even lower. And this works. Moonton is making a shitload of money with microtransactions and releasing around 2 new overpowered heroes every month. It is the profit that keeps the shareholders happy and the constant gimmick modes and new heroes that keep the casual player base happy. So, for competitive games to work on mobile they need to compromise their competitiveness, and that's stupid. PUBG doesn't have a mobile version because the devs thought the game would be great for mobile. It was a business decision. And it was a good business decision. Look, it's not that I think there isn't a place for casually competitive games in mobile, but these games have become so dominant in the mobile market that I fear mobile is going to be seen only as a platform for cash grabbing by the rest of the gaming community, which it already is. My point in discussing all this is that we do have potential unique to mobile gaming. If developers put actual creativity and passion in mobile games the results will be good. Actually, no. Not if. Developers have in fact put creativity and passion in mobile games, and those games are being played, they're just not played enough compared to games we've talked of in this video. And I'm not talking about games like Candy Crush, Piano Tiles, Temple Run and the sort. These games have utilized the strength of mobile gaming in their own way I think, but they are cringed on by the gaming community because they come off as shallow experiences as the goal is just to be addicting, so the players keep playing. And that is true. But at the very least they should be seen as prototypes which can be improved upon. Think of them like early arcade games, the technology was primitive back then, so the developers did what they could, make the players keep sweating for a new high score, or to get past that level that you, and maybe your friends were stuck on for days. Ideology somewhat strangely similar to what we have with games like Temple Run and Candy Crush. But I'm talking about games that have done the same, done more, and done different, that have taken the base strengths of mobile and built upon them. Of course I think Among Us is a game which utilizes, whether knowingly or unknowingly, the strengths of mobile. But these are the popular ones, and if it turns out I wasn't talking out of my ass this whole video, I'll maybe make another video of some other games which I think don't have the potential to be as big as Among Us, but make a fair case for the legitimacy of mobile gaming. If even one person found this interesting, thank you for your time.